You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about sports in the state of Michigan? You've got the truth, all right. Can you handle the truth? Find out right now on the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, the show that detects and provides truth, research, and statistics about the Tigers, Lions, Red Wings, Pistons, Wolverines, and Spartans. Watch it in video format and subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast and on Twitch at Michigan Sports Truth. Listen to it in audio format wherever you get your podcasts. Follow it on X, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth and on Reddit at u/Michigan_Truth. Like its Facebook page, facebook.com/Michigan Sports Truth. Follow it on LinkedIn and on Patreon at patreon.com/Michigan Sports Truth. Also visit its website, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast.code80x.me. Join its Spreaker Supporters Club for just $2 per month and donate to the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast for Autism on GoFundMe and know the truth. And welcome to another episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips, the hardest and most intelligent Michigan sports detective, Michigan Sports Truth Detective. This podcast consists of hard criticism, hard stories, interesting stats, surprising stuff, and reality about all our sports teams in the state of Michigan. If fans can't handle it, they should not comment. What's not allowed is our touchy-feely comments, emotional talk, whining, conspiracies, unfunny humor, overreactions, bullying, harassment, curse delusions, solicitation, naive arguments, arrogance, and propaganda. This podcast is hosted by someone who has autism and is not for entertainment purposes, but for educational purposes. The views expressed do not reflect the truth about our teams. In this episode, I'm going to talk about why the Tigers should not consider selling the team, just consider selling at the trade deadline just yet, and the hitters that the Tigers should have and still can pick up for future references, plus more developing headlines, including Kevin Guskiewicz staying at MSU, the Matt Weiss computer hacking case, another Terrion Arnold update, another Dylan Larkin update, and the Isaiah Joe trade becoming official. So let's get to the Tigers Tribune semi-weekly edition first. The Tigers took the last 2 of 3 from the Texas Rangers 3-0 and 6-3 at Globe Life Field. So let's share the screen as of right now. Okay, so Jack Flaherty, just 5 2/3 innings, no runs, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Flaherty threw 88 pitches thus far, threw 88 pitches in that game total. And then the bullpen, Tyler Holton and Keider Montero finished the job, kept the Rangers off the board all game long. Holton only pitched a third of an inning, and then Keider Montero recorded a 9-out save, only issuing 1 walk, no hits, no runs, no home runs in 3 innings pitched. No strikeouts but he induced the outs that the Tigers needed in other ways possible. Montero, just 36 pitches in 3 innings. Not bad. 4 pitches thrown by Holton, just 4. And then Riley Green, the only home run of the game, a 2-run home run in the first inning, and then an RBI ground out by Ben Malgary scoring, Colt Keith moving Zach McKinstry to third. That's pretty much it. And then the 6-3 win on Sunday. Tigers scored all 6 runs, two runs in the fourth, and then 4 runs in the other 4 runs in the 5th inning. Riley Green struck again, another 2-run home run in the top of the 4th, and then the Tigers offense, the Tigers bats went to work. Dylan Dingler an RBI single. Riley Green, a wild pitch after Dylan Dingler's RBI single, scoring Kevin McGonigal, and then Riley Green a 2-run triple, 4 RBIs, 3 for 4 in that game for Mr. Green, which brings him up to a 292 average and an 854 OPS. Dylan Dingler 1 for 5, but he's 265 with an 848 OPS. Kevin McGonigal 2 for 4, 284, 817 OPS. Those 3 have made the All-Star game, by the way. Good for them. They earned it. But the rest of them, I would call Kerry Carpenter the only Tigers All-Star snub. 234 average, 790 OPS. It's not quite good enough to be an All-Star. I'm sorry. But other than that, not much by the rest of the bats. Spencer Torkelson 1 for 4, Colt Keith a walk. That's it. Hao Yu Lee 0 for 2, McKinstry 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Jake Rogers 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. 139, 441 average. McKinstry 196, 565 OPS. James Outman 1 for 4 with a run scored and a strikeout. 159, 526 average. 159, 526 OPS. All this season. Let's take a look at his batting stats as a Tiger. 163 average as a Tiger and a 588 OPS as a Tiger. They got him from the Minnesota Twins. I think he was claimed off waivers, as far as I can tell, as far as I can remember. But yeah, quite honestly, Dylan Dingler, Riley Green, Kevin McGonigal, and Kerry Carpenter are the only hitters on this Tigers roster that are dependable. They're at least dependable enough to manufacture the runs that the Tigers need. But the runs scored per game thus far, I'm going to take a look at the Baseball Reference right now. Detroit. There we go. Yeah, we don't need that. Runs per game. Trying to look at the advanced standard value batting. Okay. Oh man, look at Kevin McGonigal, 4.5 WAR. His offensive WAR is 3.8. Dylan Dingler, 3.1 WAR. Riley Green, 2.1 WAR. Gleyber Torres on the 10-day injured list, 1.8 WAR. Gleyber Torres. Let's take a look at his batting average right now. 280 is his batting average. And his OPS is 790. So that actually makes five batters, five valuable hitters that the Tigers have on their roster. Dylan Dingler, Gleyber Torres, Kevin McGonigal, Riley Green, and Kerry Carpenter. But the rest of them are pretty much not good enough, to say the least. Spencer Torkelson. Yeah, he's an average hitter. He overswings too many times. Sure, he can hit the long ball, but he should just focus on just swinging the bat with a follow through and not swing for the fences so many times and make more contact with the ball. But the rest of them are just absolute throwaways. They really are. Zach McKinstry has worn out his welcome as a hitter. Sure, he can play defense. So can Jake Rogers, but Jake Rogers just can't hit. He's not a good backup catcher as a hitter. He is a good backup catcher behind the plate as a defender, as a fielder, or whatever you may call it. And then Javier Baez. What's his average? 256 with an OPS of 678. That's not good enough. That's average. It's average. Not quite good enough. So Spencer Torkelson and Javier Baez's batting average is batting averages and OPSs are average, but the rest of them are throwaways. So as we look at the standings, it can show you 40 and 50 are the Tigers, still fourth place in the AL Comedy Central Division, but just 5 games back, or 7.5 games back. But if you take a look at the wild card, I know the Tigers are still third worst in the AL, but just 5 games back of that third and final wild card spot. The Tigers took 2 out of 3 from those Texas Rangers, who hold that third and final wild card spot at 45 and 45. The Tigers are still in the hunt. And here's why. The Tigers' record since June 1st is 18 and 12 right now thus far, heading into July 7th. And quite a few areas inside the team, inside the roster, are improving, except runs per game and committed errors, which still need plenty of improvement. They still need to cut down on errors, and they still need to rise up on the runs per game. The Tigers are still hanging around the standings and still in the playoff hunt, but the month of May, you can't base bad luck on, because the run manufacturing is still low as a team. They need to provide more offense. And Scott Harris and Jeff Greenberg decide to stick with most of their hitters on their roster, except add Kevin McGonigal. And I got a few players in mind that can that the Tigers should have and still can pick up for future references at some point, whether they're actually buying at the trade deadline or just waiting until the offseason to pick up and make trades with. For example, from the Colorado Rockies, first baseman TJ Rumfield. Look at his stats. 299 average right now through out of 94 hits out of 314 at bats, 378 on base percentage, 868 OPS. That would be a 490 slugging percentage, which is almost 500. TJ Rumfield could have been a really good replacement, and could be a good replacement for Spencer Torkelson in 2027. Taking a look at trying to find Spot Track. There we go. The Tigers cap situation before Spencer Torkelson. He's in arbitration 1. He doesn't become an unrestricted free agent until 2029. He avoided arbitration this year. He still has yet to decide on arbitration 2 and arbitration 3 in 2027 and 2028. And if the Tigers decide to just keep on kicking the can down the road with Spencer Torkelson, they're just not going to go anywhere. They're just going to remain stagnant with him, because he is not developed much throughout his first seasons, if you will, in Major League Baseball. And that's why TJ Rumfield could have been a better replacement, could have been, and still could be a good replacement for Torkelson at first base as a hitter. Now, fielding wise, Rumfield, just 2 errors thus far in 2026. That's not too bad. Just two freaking errors. So that's TJ Rumfield for you. Liam Hicks, a good replacement for Jake Rogers, who can platoon behind the plate with Dylan Dingler. Liam Hicks, 290 average, 829 OPS thus far. Those are good. And after looking, and by the way, if you want to make an argument, if you want to try to make an argument about Dylan Dingler being the best catcher in baseball, well, I got proof that he isn't. Dylan Dingler is has the third best batting average. And then Dylan Dingler has the fifth highest on base percentage. Dylan Dingler, the second highest slugging percentage, and the second highest OPS at 848. Dylan Dingler, 521 slugging, 327 on base percentage, 265 average. It's not quite there. He's not quite at the top yet. I would say Liam Hicks would be over Dylan Dingler. Liam Hicks can platoon with Dylan Dingler. And I'm just trying to make a few suggestions for players that can replace other players that are throwaways on the Tigers roster. Fielding wise, errors. Only 2 errors behind the plate. No errors at first base. That's it. That would be so last year 62-20, that's 90. That's 100 plus 21 is 111 games played in 2025. Only 3 errors, 2 behind the plate and one at first base, one at first base. So that's not bad. That's not bad. That's good. Liam Hicks has been limiting the errors and hitting well at the same time. So Liam Hicks can platoon with Dylan Dingler, at least on my Tigers depth chart. And then I found out on MLB now 2 players that were on MLB Network, MLB Tonight, that were very fascinating. Luis Arraez can be a good platooning second baseman with Gleyber Torres. 327 average, 825 OPS. And then fielding wise, as far as errors go, just 4 errors thus far at second base in 83 games. All 83 games started. Wow. Just 4 errors. That's not too bad. The Tigers could also use him as a utility infielder to replace Zach McKinstry. That would be another option. Yordan Alvarez, that would be a big replacement for Parker Meadows after he returns from the 60-day injured list. Yordan Alvarez, 318 average, 1056 OPS. Wow. Fielding wise, let's check his errors. Only 8 career errors, just 2 in left field. That's it. He's a designated hitter, but he's played 14 games in left field, but committed 2 errors. He could be he could either replace Parker Meadows or he could be the full-time designated hitter for the Tigers. So that's another option. Byron Buxton, center field. He could be another. He's played more center field than Parker Meadows ever has. Riley Green usually plays left field when he plays in the outfield. Byron Buxton, 271 average, 903 OPS. That's good. Fielding wise, played over a decade. 0 errors thus far through 74 games total. 0 errors. No assists, but still 0 errors. Center field and 55 games at center field. He could be a backup designated hitter, but he can be a full-time center fielder to replace Parker Meadows, or at least take Meadows' number 1 spot. And then Otto Lopez at shortstop. They can either play him at shortstop and move Kevin McGonigal to third, or they can switch places and vice versa. Play McGonigal at short and Lopez at third. Lopez, 346 average, 896 OPS. Fielding wise, check out his errors. 24 career errors. Wow. 12 errors at short. Wow. That's quite a lot of errors. He's on pace to pick up, he's on pace to commit like 24 or 25 errors. So defensively, I would not take him, but has he become a designated hitter yet? Yes, he has. But only one game. I would try him as a backup designated hitter behind Yordan Alvarez. So there you go. So the two players that I saw in mine popped up. Their stats look very high. Batting stats look very high. Are Luis Arraez and Otto Lopez. Very, very high. The Tigers are going to need all the offense that they can get. But right now they're still in the hunt, so they should not trade Tarek Skubal or Casey Mize or Gleyber Torres or anyone like that just yet, because they're only five games back of the wild card spot in the wild card standings, and for that final wild card spot in the American League, held by the Texas Rangers. The Tigers host the Sacramento Athletics, or just the Athletics, I would say. But anyway, I would like to call them the Sacramento Athletics, who come in at 41-49, 4 games back of the AL wild card spot, third one, 5th worst in the American League. But the race is on. The Royals and Angels are pretty much out of it, 8.5 and 9.5 games back. And then the Philadelphia Phillies come into town, holding the second NL wildcard spot, 50-41, just 1 game ahead of the Miami Marlins, who hold that final wildcard spot, 49-42. Those Marlins are something else. But the Phillies have an offensive machine, especially led by Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper. So that's the Tigers Tribune. The Tigers have a challenge on their hands in their 6-game homestand before the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game in Philadelphia, speaking of Philadelphia. So to sum it all up, as far as the Tigers go, the Tigers should not sell yet, let alone trade Tarek Skubal at the trade deadline, because they're trying to make a comeback in the standings for a wild card postseason berth as of right now. So we're going to keep our eyes on them in the standings and how they fare. But But I also stay on top of their runs per game manufactured. Still, we never know, but the Tigers are going to need more offense than Carpenter, McGonigal, Torres, Green, and Dingler to become an elite World Series contender, to keep up with those Los Angeles Dodgers, for example. So that's the Tigers Tribune. Now for the Spartan Span Developing Update. Michigan State University President Kevin Guskiewicz decides to stay at MSU after trying to leave for Clemson after Jay Batt went to Kentucky. So I'm going to share my screen, share an article on my screen from ABC 12, WJRT, ABC 12 News, in the Tri-Cities, Midland, Saginaw-based city. He announced at the end of May that he would be leaving the school after 2 years to become the next president at Clemson University in South Carolina. But he decided to stay in East Lansing for personal reasons. So this had nothing to do with J-Bat leaving Michigan State for Kentucky. It was all just personal. So J-Bat is staying put. Or no, not J-Bat, but Kevin Guskiewicz. Kevin Guskiewicz is staying put. J-Bat is gone. The fans and the students at MSU believe in him, the green and white, the Spartans. There's so much loyalty and greatness about Guskiewicz. He just needs to hire a new athletic director. That's all it is. So that's the Spartans fan developing update. Now for the Wolverines World Beat hardcover. U.S. District Judge David Lawson refuses to dismiss several charges in the computer hacking case against former Michigan Wolverines football co-offensive coordinator Matt Weiss. I'm going to share this article on my screen again, although it doesn't show the entire article. I got to subscribe. The criminal case will be set for trial September 22nd later this year in federal court in Detroit. That has further tarnished the scandal-plagued U of M athletics department. So Matt Weiss was fired, and Matt Weiss, it appears, is still in dire straits, as you can tell. So that's all you need to know about Matt Weiss. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, something's wrong with the screen here, but anyway. It is showing on YouTube normally, but anyway, the Lions Lowdown hardcover developing. I'm going to refresh this because something's not working. Be right back. There we go. All right, good. Now the Wolverines World Beat hardcover. U.S. District. Now the Lions Lowdown hardcover developing update. Former Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold clears waivers, and becomes a free agent. This article that I'm going to share on my screen is from Pride of Detroit's Jeremy Reisman. He posted a $1 million bond. The Lions released him. There will be a hearing scheduled for Friday, by the way, in case you people don't know. Three teams have already reached out to Arnold. However, it's possible he ends up on Commissioner Roger Goodell's exempt list, which would prohibit Arnold from practicing or playing with any NFL team. But for how long? That's my question. How does that work? Would any team be willing to take on that risk and the distraction of Arnold's ongoing court case? We shall see. As for the Lions, they have yet to make any corresponding move to replace Arnold's spot on the roster. Detroit has yet to make any sort of public statement on the Arnold situation other than a boilerplate PR public relations response shortly after his arrest. Now, as you people are aware, and I'm aware of it too, the Lions have internal options to replace him in the starting lineup, including Rock Ya-Sin and Ennis Rakestraw, although they may be wise to use the roster spot to add some competition to the position. Which leads to this article. First off, Trayvon Diggs. Five-year, $97 million extension in 2023. It didn't work out with him with the Cowboys didn't work out with him. Had a brief inconsequential stint with the Green Bay Packers. It's been a few years since Diggs' play was an acceptable level, but if he's truly past his injuries and finds a comfortable home, he's a big physical corner who fits in Detroit's press man scheme. Kenny Moore, that was the one I was touching on last time in terms of possible replacements for Terrion Arnold. He's undersized. He's a bit undersized at 5'9", but he has the tenacious playing style Detroit admires. He's an elite run defender, posting an 84.4 PFF Pro Football Focus run defense grade last year. His coverage skills are still decent as he's tallied 7 interceptions and 19 passes defended over the last 3 seasons. That is on target right there. 7 interceptions and 19 pass breakups. Good. He's been relegated to the slot recently in his career, but he has plenty of experience on the outside. Adding Kenny Moore, that is, would give Detroit options much like Amik Robertson did last year. The Lions could keep him on the inside and move someone like Roger McCreary to the outside or flip the two. Roger McCreary on the inside and Kenny Moore on the outside, and vice versa. Or as the Colts use him at times, Detroit could have Moore on the outside on base hits and slide him inside when they play nickel. Rasul Douglas, 13 passes defended, 2 interceptions, 62 tackles, and a Pro Football Focus grade of 72.7 in 13 starts with the Miami Dolphins. Brings much needed size at 6'2", 209 pounds to Detroit's secondary. Although his schematic fit is far from perfect, tackling certainly isn't his strong suit, and he's more comfortable in zone than man. That said, he's been around enough, played for 5 different teams. Well, I would like man-to-man coverage, and not give up way too many deep, complete passes all the time. So I would prefer Kenny Moore over Rasul Douglas. Tre'Davious White. Unless Rasul Douglas can play possum in zone coverage and try to intercept the passes like Ifatu Melifonwu did. in the 2023-2024 season in Minnesota to clinch the NFC North Division for the Detroit Lions against the Vikings. Now, Tre'Davious White, anyway, suffered a torn ACL in 2021 and a torn Achilles in 2023. A respectable year with the Buffalo Bills in 2025. Started all 16 games, produced 10 passes, defended, and a 64.2 Pro Football Focus grade. He only got better as the season went on, posting a PFF grade of 90.4 from week 15 to the divisional round of the playoffs, second best of any cornerback over that span. The Lions could also trade for Denzel Ward. He's not a free agent, but they can trade for him. Denzel Ward from the Cleveland Browns. 10 pass breakups, including a league leading 19 and 24. 7 straight seasons of at least 10 pass breakups. 19 passes defended in 2024. Wow. It would cost the Lions at least a day 2 pick, NFL draft day 2 pick, and they'd have to do some salary cap gymnastics to fit his $17.9 million salary on their books. It'll be a pricey move, but it's an aggressive option that Brad Holmes would make that would certainly appease fans hoping for more urgency from the front office. And that's all of them. Out of all 4 of those, well, out of all 5 of them, I would say a tie between Trayvon Diggs and Kenny Moore. But if I had to pick one, yikes. Doesn't Trayvon Diggs, I don't see his previous stats, but yeah, he hasn't done much with the Cowboys, not much with the Packers. I would take Kenny Moore. I would take Kenny Moore. So that's the Lions lowdown hardcover developing update. StreamYard is acting up again. I'm going to refresh the page again one more time. Okay, so that's the Lions lowdown hardcover developing update. We got a comment from Dead Fan Man. So how retired really is Darius Slay? That's a good question. Darius Slay has been playing corner for a long time. He was last playing for the Philadelphia Eagles the last I saw. I could go look him up right now and pull up his stats. Yeah, I'm going to share the screen one more time. Share the stats on his screen. So the Steelers, yeah, he played for the Steelers last time, but in one season. So he's played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the Lions. 1, 2, 6, 5 more seasons with 5 seasons with the Eagles, so that's 10, and then 1 with the Steelers, so that's 11. But Darius Slay has tailed off. Yeah, so yeah, forget about him. So thank you for asking. So that is the Lions lowdown. And now on another developing update edition of As the Wing Wheel Turns. Red Wing center and former captain Dylan Larkin's trade value rises up after the Anaheim Ducks matched the Philadelphia Flyers offer sheet to center Leo Carlson. So Carlson gets the offer sheet from the Flyers, and the Ducks can match. They have until July 10th to exercise their right of first refusal on the 21-year-old center per Section 10.3 of the NHL Collective Bargaining Agreement. If they decide not to match the contract, that they will receive 4 first-round draft picks as compensation. But there's an article right here. Yeah, so over the weekend, the Flyers gave an offer sheet worth $18 million per year. That's $90 million total for 5 years. Larkin is under contract for $8.7 million per year through 2031. Now that Carlson has reset the center market, the fact that Larkin makes nowhere near that amount is a significant factor in trade negotiations. According to Sportsnet's Elliot Friedman on his latest 32 Thoughts podcast, that's going to lead to Detroit to ask for even more in return in a Larkin trade. Wow, so his trade cost has gone up. That's what value meant, the cost. Value is cost. So the chances are growing even higher that Dylan Larkin might stay in Detroit. But will he be captain again, or could they pass the captaincy to other players like Moritz Seider or Andrew Kopp? One of the two. I think Moritz Seider. They realize their captain at his price with a recent gold medal is a highly valuable commodity. The Red Wings don't plan on selling low. That can make it tough to actually move Larkin. If the price is sky high, a deal might not be immediately forthcoming. But it's certainly relevant to see how a different transactional situation can impact what happens with Larkin. Supply and demand and cost of acquisition all works together. For Larkin, his trade cost has gone up just as Carlson has raised the center market. Wow. talk about climbing the aggro crag of all trades, if you know what I'm saying. So that's an edition of As the Winged Wheel Turns, the developing update. Now the Pistons post official trade. Isaiah Joe has signed an undisclosed contract with the Pistons to make the trade official, while the Thunder get 2 future second-round draft picks in return. So Isaiah Joe is another good sharpshooter. Just not the only one that the Pistons need. They're going to have to stack up, if you know what I'm saying. They got John Collins to replace Tobias Harris. He's a good primitive shooter. So that is everything on this episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Like its videos and turn on all notifications on the bell icon. Click or tap on live to find its latest full episodes and check out its shorts videos and check out its posts as well. Also watch it live and follow it on Twitch at Michigan Sports Truth. Listen to it in audio form on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music /Audible, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and GeoSavin. On social media, follow the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast on X, formerly Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth, and on Reddit at u/Michigan Sports Truth at u/Michigan_Truth. Also on Facebook, Patreon, and LinkedIn. Its website, the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast.code ADX.me. And if you want to donate, join the Spreaker Supporters Club. Spreaker Supporters Club, just $2 a month, and donate to the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast for Autism on GoFundMe. The goal is $2,400. Until the next episode, stay on the lookout, stay safe, and stay out of trouble. And just understand that I observe and detect the truth about sports in the state of Michigan only for fans' own good and education, because the Michigan Sports Truth is out there. Ta-ta for now. Hit 'em with a hind, pound of the people. Baba Booey to y'all.
High-speed internet service provided by Cherry Capital Communications in Elk Rapids. Visual wardrobe prompts provided by Creative Embroidery of Cadillac. Statewide business endorsements go to Fox Motors, Candy Wall by Sukar, Great Lakes Art, Michigan Rustic Properties, Grand Traverse Pie Company, J&H Family Stores, Positive Chimney and Fireplace, Farm Bureau Insurance, Michigan's Adventure, Alpine Chocolate House in Manistee, Boyne City, Gaylord, Plymouth, and Sault Ste. Marie, Hudsonville Ice Cream, Grandpa's Mini Donuts, Rally House Michigan and Rally House Detroit, Tom's Food Markets, Beacon and Bridge, Fago Soda, Detroit Wing Company, Simply Delightful, JR's All-Star Haircuts for Men, Tropical Touch Spa, Main Street Rocks, G's Pizzeria, Wesco, 7 Brew Coffee, Gardner White Furniture, and BC Pizza. Metro Detroit area business endorsements go to the Annex Detroit Nightclub and its Annex Angels, Health Choice of Michigan, 313 Elite Epoxy, Miracle Tax Lady in Southfield, Color Point Print in Troy, Busta Dogs, Lucia Landscaping, Cedarland Bakery in Dearborn, La Serre French Restaurant in Ann Arbor, Vibes Southfield, ANS Detailing in Troy, State Fair Supermarket in Ferndale, Stepping Stone Wellness Center in Plymouth, Place Sports Club Detroit, Buscemi's Party Shop in Waterford Township, the Vanguard Hotel in Ann Arbor, Realtors Kevin S. Bentley and Lindsay Gorman, Sean O'Callaghan's Public House in Plymouth, Gino Surf, Avenue American Bistro, Mochi Nut Donut and Boba, Ostre Detroit, Peak Exterior Care, the Edo Ramen House in Southfield, the Great Lakes Crossing Mall in Auburn Hills, Empire of Detroit, Modern 7 Bistro, Northville Sports Den,
The Union Barber Shop in Birmingham and Ferndale, United Mobile Power Wash and Dry Ice Works in Southfield, Frothy Girl in Ortonville, Spot Truck in Dearborn and Detroit, Athletico Physical Therapy on Woodward Street in Ferndale, Detroit Pizza Company, The Blind Owl in Royal Oak, Brass Rail Detroit. Cali Tickets, call 877-225-8425 or visit CaliTickets.com. Reliance Pressure Washing, The Jagged Fork, Goodman Acker PC, Northwestern Technological Institute, Green Lantern Pizza, The Pins Bowling Center in South Lyon, Impact North in Ortonville, Vitamin Shop in Auburn Hills, Legacy Family Dental Center in Dearborn, 350 Terrace, and Hodges Subaru. Local business endorsements go to Cherry Capital Communications in Elk Rapids, Port Huron Nutrition, Hamilton's RV Outlet in Saginaw, Anytime Fitness in Kalamazoo, Lucky Pro Wash with multiple locations in northern Michigan, Original Mackinac Island Fudge, Mad Batter Bakery in White Pigeon, Boyne and beyond, Morris Richardson Real Estate in West Branch, Little Dipper Cottage Northport, K&L Creations in Manton, Upriver Pizza in Benzonia, Glen Arbor Construction, Freshwater Auto Spa in Kalkaska, Kingsley Lumber, Boyne Golf, The Outsider in Manistee, the Silver Dollar Pub and Grill in Roscommon, Toy Town of Cadillac and Reed City, the Landing Zone in Gaylord, the VI Grill in Sutton's Bay, West Michigan Massage Therapist Emmeline. Visit zenwem.com, the B4 Foundation in Ithaca, Wexford Community Credit Union in Cadillac and Lake City, Jay's Sporting Goods in Gaylord and Clare, the Front Porch in Sutton's Bay, Trout Town Tavern and Eatery in Kalkaska, the El Cilantro Taco Shop in Petoskey, Bay Mills Resort and Casino in Brainley, Fuel Up Nutrition in Clare, JNS Hamburg in Traverse City and Kingsley, United Food Service Solutions in Grand Ledge, Friendly Foodies in Alpena, the Asian Buffet in Cadillac and Traverse City, Ludington Meat Company, McBain Hardware, Vandry Home Furnishings in Cadillac, Houghton Lake, Big Rapids and Traverse City, Pearl's New Orleans Kitchen in Elk Rapids, Rogers Food Center in Lake City, Everett and Reed City, Herman Hiss and Company in Bay City, Fletcher's Pub and Texas Corners in Kalamazoo, the Michigan Theater of Jackson, Hooters in Saginaw, Anna's House in Grand Rapids, Coffee Beanery in Flushing, Merritt Speedway, Northport Pub and Grill, Northern Logistics, and Spicer's Boat City in Houghton Lake. Traverse City business endorsements go to Honest Eyes Optical, Zen Massage and Wellness, Encore 201, Pop Excavating, Highland and Harbor, Northern Lakes Cleaning and Home Services, Suzek's Smoke Shack, Northern Trillium Company, Northwoods LG Barbecue, Downtown Vacation Rentals, Vautrubel Leather, Rovi Grill in Dearborn, Old Mission Culture Company, Archer Contracting, Intrepid Cycling, Moomer's Homemade Ice Cream, TC Man Cave, K1 Speed, Play It Again Sports, Erica Nita of Traverse City Real Estate, Yen Yoga and Fitness inside the Delamar Resort on Front Street, Firefly Kitchen and Bars, Traverse City Fun Running, Bergstrom's Burgers, Margarita's Grill, Wellbeing with Catherine Palms, Traverse City Comfort Advisor by Comfort Center, Bayview Flooring, North Coast Golf Shop, Dockside Market, Anna Very Fine Foods, and Team Bob's Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Cadillac business endorsements go to Cadillac Grill, Cadillac Nutrition, Cadillac Horizon Books, Cadillac Java, Allegra Printing, Pine Grove Recreation Center, Creative Embroidery, Michigan Coffee Company, Shaley Bear Creations, Pro Quality Cleaners, Raven Social, Wildflower Bakery, Northern Star Event Rentals, Primo's Barbecue, Wexford Jewelers, Evolve Yoga and Fitness, Chunky Bear Coffee Roasters, The Truck Stop, Cadillac Lofts Apartments, Bigelow Supply, The Food Mafia Barbecue and Rolled Ice Cream, Evergreen Resort with Curly's Bar and Grill, Cheese Tanning Salon, 5-star real estate agent Stacy Zirkle, The Pine Sports Bar and Bowling Center, Pizza Plus, Chico's Taco House, Baldwin Family Healthcare, Blue Heron Cafe, The House of Hunan, Wexford Senior Care Center, Max Swings Indoor Golf, Beaner's Pizza, Cabernet Peaks, Burke's Waterfront Restaurant, the Cadillac Party Lounge, and the Sweet Shop. Lake City business endorsements go to Cuts by Melanie, Tasty Treat, Lake City Log House, the Pearson Agency, the LC Tap House, Hutchinson Septic and Excavating, the Coffee Cup, It's a Denise Jewelry, To the Moon Bakery, Northern Auto Lab, Hammer's Pub and Grub, Shoreline Cafe, Rustic Hog Barbecue, Pancho Villa Mexican Grill, the AL Trading Post, and the Misaki Golf Club Golf Course.